Vice President Joe Biden, thank you, was asked this morning on the Today Show on NBC if he had a family member who wanted to travel to Mexico, how would he feel about that? Would he allow that person to travel? Roll this bite, then we'll get clarification.
I would tell members of my family, and I have, I wouldn't go anywhere in confined places now. It's not that it's going to Mexico. It's you're in a confined aircraft. When one person sneezes, it goes all the way through the aircraft. That's me. I would not be at this point, if they had another way of transportation, suggesting they ride the subway. So from my perspective, what it relates to is mitigation. If you're out in the middle of a field and someone sneezes, that's one thing. If you're in a closed aircraft, a closed container, a closed car, a closed classroom, it's a different thing.
Okay, that was from NBC this morning. There has since been a bit of backpedaling. Mike Emanuel's on the North Lawn of the White House. Mike, good morning. There's been clarification from a couple different corners. What are they saying now?
Well, that's right, Bill. About 90 minutes later, the vice president's spokesperson, Elizabeth Alexander, said, well, he was asked about travel to or from Mexico, and that's consistent with what the administration has been saying, that you should avoid unnecessary travel to or from Mexico. And if you're sick, you should not get on a plane or get in a subway when you can expose it to others. And obviously, the rest of her statement basically laid out that you should wash your hands, you should cover your mouth if you're coughing, and basically take precautions to make sure if you have symptoms, you don't spread them to others, Bill.
Everybody's going to go into lockdown on this. How are the airlines reacting? Have they said much, Mike?
Well, there was initial pushback from American Airlines that said, you know, that this kind of statement about don't fly is bordering on fear-mongering. Then I told the spokesman, well, he said to or from Mexico, and he said, well, that's a little bit more reasonable. But at this point, American Airlines carries 250,000 passengers a day, and not one has tested positive for swine flu. And so the last thing the aviation industry needs is people to stay home and not get on planes.
Thank you, Mike. We'll see the president in about an hour, and we expect more then. Thank you, Mike.
Can I just ask a question? If he was talking about travel to or from Mexico, why did he mention subways?
Well, that was hence the question as to why he kind of took it to the end point.
Last I checked, you cannot take one of those to get down there.